Welcome to Matriarchs of the Wilderness, a series that uncovers the incredible stories of the women who built New France. Today, we journey back to the very beginning, long before the famous king's daughters, to meet the true first ladies of the colony. Picture this. It's the early 1600s. The settlement of Quebec is little more than a rugged trading post, a tiny foothold of European presence in a vast, untamed wilderness. It's a world dominated by men fur traders, soldiers, and explorers. But in 1617, that all began to change. Aboard a ship sailing from France was a woman named Marie Rollet. She wasn't an aristocrat or an adventurer in the traditional sense. She was a Parisian, married to an apothecary named Louis Hébert. They, along with their 3 children, were making a radical decision: to leave everything they knew behind and build a new life across the Atlantic. When Marie Rollet stepped ashore in Quebec, she became the first European woman to settle permanently in what would become Canada. Think about the courage that took. There were no comfortable homes, no corner bakeries, no established community of women. She had to create a home from scratch, surrounded by the dense forest and the unfamiliar sounds of a new continent. Marie was more than just a wife and mother. She was a true pioneer. She helped her husband clear the land, becoming one of the colony's first farmers. She learned to use local plants for medicine, blending her husband's knowledge with the wisdom shared by the local Indigenous peoples, with whom she maintained peaceful and respectful relationships. Her home became the heart of the fledgling settlement, a place of warmth and stability in a harsh environment. She acted as a godmother to Indigenous children and even took in a young Algonquin girl named Esperance. Marie Rollet wasn't just surviving, she was building a community. But Marie wasn't entirely alone for long. Over the next couple of decades, a slow trickle of other brave women began to arrive. These were the original filles et marier, or girls to be married. This was years before the famous state-sponsored program of the Filles du Roi. These early women came independently. Often, they were indentured servants or recruited by religious orders or merchants. Their journey was perilous. The transatlantic crossing was long and dangerous, with the constant threat of disease and storms. When they arrived, their prospects were uncertain. They were expected to marry quickly, often to men they barely knew, former soldiers or laborers who had decided to stay in the colony. Their purpose was clear: to have children and help populate New France. But don't mistake them for passive pawns. These women were tough, resourceful, and essential to the colony's survival. They were the ones who turned rough log cabins into homes. They managed households, tended gardens, raised livestock, and preserved food for the long, brutal winters. They were midwives, healers, and educators, passing on their skills and faith to the next generation. They forged friendships and support networks, creating the very fabric of a new society in the wilderness. Unlike the later king's daughters, who received a dowry from the king, these early arrivals had little to their name. They relied on their own resilience and grit. Each marriage, each birth, was a victory against the odds, a stitch in the tapestry of a new nation. They were laying the groundwork, proving that a permanent, family-based colony was possible. So, when we talk about the founding of New France, let's remember these first matriarchs. Women like Marie Rollet, who built the first European family home in Canada, and the dozens of unsung filles et marier who followed her. They were the true pioneers, the anchors of their communities, and the ancestors of millions. Their courage and resilience echo through the centuries. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the past. If you found this story as inspiring as I do, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Matriarchs of the Wilderness. See you next time. This playlist and mini documentaries are inspired by the historical fiction novel of that era by Sharon Desrousseaux, The Point of No Return. Available on Amazon and Audible. For more playlists similar to this one, check out the YouTube channel named after the book.